Hey guys, Gaming Lore here, and today I'm going to be teaching you 5 ways that you can optimize your game better in order to make a more fun and playable experience that's accessible to more people, because that can really help with the game's popularity, is just having it be extremely accessible. If your game has a skybox, the outside of the skybox actually doesn't need to have a texture. This is just an extra thing that the engine has to load, like just one more texture that it has to load. And yeah, you can just get rid of that. A lot of games render the gun you're holding on a different layer with a different camera, and this camera by default has 100 render distance. There's no need of that. You can just turn that down. You don't even see the difference there. It's like the last one. You just don't see the difference in these few, where it's like you're just rendering a bunch of void. You're rendering twice as much space as you normally would be, and you don't see any of it because all you see is the gun that you're holding. So you can just set that render distance super low. Now this one's a little more complicated. What I did here is before I wanted to have the entire skybox illuminated, but in order to optimize it better, I turned down the light a lot and moved it higher up so that it looks better against the ceiling. And then I put a light, like just an omnidirectional light that is relatively weak into the player, like inside the player node. And this made it so that the player can walk around and just generate their own light. And sure, it looks a little less well lit, but it's a little more optimized than just blasting light. Adding a skybox can also just be a good way to optimize your game a little bit more. In fact, this can be a big one. Really consider just putting your game in a box if it fits. Another thing for optimization is just low poly graphics. In case you can't tell by now, I'm just trying to make a game as optimized as possible and as accessible as possible, for reasons, because I want anyone to be able to play it.